as I told you, I'd be back. This time I want to talk to you about exactly how I got my citizenship. It's considered as a derivative citizenship, and I got it from my mother because I came here as a minor before I turned the age of 18, and she was a citizen. That automatically made me a citizen. Now, no one is going to tell you that you're eligible for this. You have to file the paperwork yourself. Okay? So if you're a green card holder, which I was, you can have that green card for forever. And no one will tell you, come to you, write you a letter, and tell you that you are a citizen of the United States and that you need to file this paperwork. Okay? So, as I said, it is not a naturalization. That's not what you're doing. You are deriving citizenship from your parent. Okay? So what you need to do is you need to find out exactly when your parent became a citizen, because they had to have been a citizen at the time that you came to the United States, not after you came to the United States. However, if you're still a minor and they're filing their paperwork for citizenship, they can add you on to their paperwork and they can make you a citizen. But if you're already an adult and you find out from your parent that you were that they were a citizen when they brought you here, well, that automatically makes you a citizen. Once again, you're not going to just automatically become a citizen without filing any paperwork. There are paperwork that you need to file justifying that this is in fact true, meaning your parents' citizenship paper, copies of it. You need to file your birth certificate. If your parent is deceased, you need to, as mine was, you need to file, along with the packet, you need to file their death certificate. You need to show proof that you were living with that parent when you came here, meaning when you go into high school or elementary school or middle school, whatever schools that you started, that they in fact were taking care of you at the time. This information is extremely pertinent in order for you to become a citizen and for it to stick. Okay? Because what happens if you don't have this packet, the so-called packet, airtight, when you send it in, they'll deny you. And if they have to continuously ask you for paperwork, your time's going to run out. They give you a certain amount of time to get this paperwork in, you're denied. And you'll never be able to file again. And really, if you decide to file again, there is a lot of probably litigations that you have to go through that is probably a lot more complicated in order for you to get it. So one of the things that I found out was that it has to be what you call airtight, meaning the packet that you file for the N600 has to be complete with all the necessary paperwork for you to file. And you can find all this information, online, okay? Meaning you go to the immigration page, you can Google it, and it will tell you anything that you need to know about an N600 and exactly what paperwork you need to file in order for you to be eligible. Now, at one point in time, you needed, your mother in order for you to qualify. Now, or I should say, I can't remember exactly what year it was, that you can use both parents or either parent and you still qualify. One of the things that they do specify, the old law, that is that the mother and the father had to be married at the time in order for you to qualify. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because you have to research this information to find out exactly how you qualify, what makes you qualified for becoming a citizen. A lot of you are living in the shadow. Once again, you're scared to come forward because you might have gotten yourself in trouble with a green card and you know that you can get deported, so you haven't renewed it, and you're just basically running scared. And a lot of people have gotten deported because they don't know that they were a citizen or they are a citizen and that they could have filed this paperwork. Like I said, you can stand in front of a judge and they're not going to tell you what you qualify for. They're just going to order you deported. It is up to you to show that judge proof of why you have to stay here. So, very important for you to do, very important for you to file. Now, here's what I did, okay? I found out that this attorney wanted to charge me $6,000 to file this paperwork, okay? And what I asked the person who had gone through the same situation as I had, how they filed theirs. And they told me simply that they had somebody do it for them and they gave them $100. So I told myself, this can't be that difficult for me to file or for anyone to file. So what I did is I filed the paperwork myself. One of the things that I did before I actually filed the paperwork is, like I said, this attorney wanted $6,000. So I had my wife go to the attorney, making the attorney believe that we were going to use her. Okay, we got an 1 hour consultation. We paid her $125 for that hour. And my wife sat there and wrote down every single piece of paperwork that she needed in order for her to file. What we were doing was we were just cross-checking the information that we'd gotten online and the information that she had to make sure that when we filed this packet, that it was airtight, that we didn't have to have any hiccups along the way. Now, in the end, all they asked me for was a photo ID, and they wanted proof to show that at the time that I was a minor, that I was in my mother's custody. You see, because what happens is, just like, as I told you in my first series, a lot of these attorneys think that you're put on a plane by a relative and sent here to stay with an aunt, an uncle, a sister, a brother, and sometimes they're absolutely correct. And this is what immigration also believes. So they want you to show them proof that you did in fact live with your parent or were in custody. You were living you were in your parents' custody. And how you prove that is when you were going to school, your parent had to have been on some form of paperwork, school documentation while you were going to school. So you take that paperwork and you make a copy and you send it in to immigration, and that will suffice. Okay? So that is very important for you to find out exactly whether or not you qualify for this N-600. As I said, a lot of you might have loved ones who have been deported and don't know the fact that they are a citizen. Okay? No judge is going to research anything for you. The only thing that judge is going to do is look at what paperwork representation you have by an attorney, and some of them, like I told you before, they are ruthless. They'll take your money. They know that you're not coming back to this country because you're going to get deported. They know you're not coming back to your office to ask for any money because you don't have that nervous steel to do it. So they'll take your money. They'll have a grand time with your money, build a new deck, buy a new boat, whatever it is that they do, and have a nice lobster dinner with their family, and they care nothing about you. So you have to care about yourself first. Your loved ones, you have to care about them, knowing that, hey, listen, they're taking the right route. So once again, the N-600 is extremely important, not for people, for green card holders, and also for people who are just in a tight situation right now where they feel that they have no other situation going on but being deported because something has happened. They've gotten themselves into some form of trouble where there is no relief. At one time, there was some relief where you could file for what was called an N600. I'm sorry, not an N600, but a 212C waiver form. Okay? And the 212C waiver form would give them a second chance. That does not exist anymore. Okay? There is no second chance. If you get yourself in a situation, you are done. You're gone. You're deported. You're on a plane. That's it. So, do your research. Find out about the N600. Make sure that you qualify. You don't have to go through the paperwork as though you're filing for a citizenship, meaning a naturalization for citizenship, because you have basically derived the citizenship from your parent, which automatically makes you one, which automatically probably makes you one right now, but you have to file that paperwork to make yourself eligible. On my next series, I will discuss a lot of reliefs, including marriage, what happens when you marry a U.S. citizen, exactly what it is that they look for, and what is it these people are trying to figure out, whether or not you are doing it for money or you are really legitimately married to this person and you love this person and you want to make sure that your documentation is correct. So look for me on my third series coming up, and I'll discuss more with you about other reliefs. Also, as I said before, this is a lead up to my book that I have coming soon, extremely soon. So I want you all to pass this information along. It's very important. It's very vital. And the reason why it's vital is because a lot of you are either living in the shadow. You don't want to have any dealings at all with immigration because you know that you're going to get deported. And hey, surprise, you are a citizen and they can't do anything to you. You can't be deported once you have found out that you've derived the citizenship from your parent. Very important. So keep that in mind once again. I'll be talking to you real soon. It will be my third episode coming up. And look for me, stay tuned, and watch for my book. I will let you know exactly where my book is and exactly how to pick it up. God bless.